Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Talk Avatar. This episode is our 1-year anniversary special edition where we talk about all things Avatar. We hope you enjoy and we hope to hear from you. Hello everyone, I'm Rachel and you're listening to Let's Talk Avatar. This is a watch through of The Legend of Korra. Isaac and I will be discussing each episode and giving our opinions on it. Just as a reminder, this podcast does contain spoilers for The Legend of Korra. This is a teen-rated podcast, so listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Let's Talk Avatar podcast. My name is Isaac.
And I'm Rachel.
And we got a little, I don't want to hype it up too much, but
we got a little something special. I know, I don't want to hype it up either.
We're refraining from using the word special, but it's basically what it is. It's like an extra episode for our 1-year anniversary of this podcast.
Yes, because it's our 1-year anniversary.
Let's get it. If you guys didn't know, we're professional singers.
We're professional singers, podcasters, artists,
extraordinaires,
streamers, everything you could ever possibly think of. We are professionals at it. So
when Jeff Bezos said he was stepping down,
it's because we're taking over.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, this is a little special. We're going to say special, but it's not like super special. So like, don't get your hopes up. Actually, make your hopes the lowest possible thing they could be. So then that way, when you listen to this, you're like, oh.
Get rid of all earthly tethers, like Zahir.
Yeah. Embrace your inner Zahir and like lose them all. Lose all of your earthly tethers.
Don't get like depressed.
Before listening. So stop, like pause this podcast right now and lose the earthly tethers. Then come back.
Yeah, it might take you a whole lifetime. You might not even hear this episode fully. But
yeah, you might only get this far because, you know. I mean, me and Isaac have definitely learned to let go of our earthly tethers because we're professionals, like we mentioned before. But, you know, it's tough. It's tough. We had to, as siblings, we can't even care for each other because that's holding on to earthly tethers. So.
Yeah, this podcast, I don't even know how it's... Anyways. What were we even gonna do today?
Okay, so today, this is not a normal episode, obviously. We're not gonna be talking about the show. I know. But we're gonna be talking about our favorite good guys in the Avatar universe. We've talked about our favorite bad guys, but now we're gonna be talking about our favorite good guys. And then we're also gonna add some bending stuff in there too, because we were talking about it today and we're like, this would be great conversation for the podcast. So, you want to get started? I haven't even thought about... before, when we did our favorite villains, I put lots of effort into what I wanted to say. I haven't even really thought about this. So, I'm really going to have to think about who... I mean, I already know who one of them is, my main. Are we going to do, like, top 3 and then, like, honorable mentions?
I haven't even thought about mine either.
I'm kidding.
Podcast ended.
Wow.
Bills paid.
Are you a Jet hater or what?
I'm not going out of my way to hate on Jet, but I'm not going out of my way to even mention his name.
I mean, I feel that.
I like the purpose that Jet served, but that's about it.
What did he serve? Besides
looks.
Igniting?
He served us looks.
Okay, Katara.
No, I'm saying like the fits.
Oh, I mean, same thing. Katara's probably feeling all over that.
Anyways, so Rachel's number 1 is Jet.
Who would you think my number 1 is if I didn't tell you? I mean, I haven't told you, but like, who do you think my number 1 is?
Definitely.
I can tell you who my lowest is. We both say it at the same time. Just in Team Avatar. Just like ATLA.
ATLA, that's what I was thinking. Dude, why did I instantly... I completely blocked Korra out from all of it. Why did I do that?
Okay.
That's sad.
ATLA... just group...
Sokka.
That's your least favorite? Or your favorite?
No, I thought we were doing our top 3, but our third one, like the bottom of our top 3.
Oh, no. I meant like lowest tier. Like, okay, let's do this. Rate Team Avatar ATLA from bottom to top.
Can I go first?
Yes, go first.
Oh, who's the top? Who's the bottom? I'm just...
Okay, who is your number 1?
Toph. No,
Number 1 is Toph?
No, let's go like worse because
Okay,
it's like suspenseful.
Yeah, Toph is my bottom for sure. Do not really
Toph?
like.
It's the feet for me.
Wow, real honesty.
It's the no shoes wearing and looking.
No, you know the thing with Toph? Toph gives me PTSD because she reminds me of all of the backstabbing, rude friends I had growing up who were just like, had the same kind of attitude as her. And I can't stand it, so I can't stand Toph. Like, I mean, I could recognize that she's a great bender and she's super talented, but like her as a character, never really been a fan of. I mean, I was for a while, and then when we rewatched it this last time, I was like, I really don't like Toph that much. Everyone hypes her up, everyone, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad you like her, but like, I don't get it.
And the sad thing is like nobody's coming for us for saying this. Like that's.
I mean, who's gonna come? Who listens to the podcast? Who's gonna come for us? Okay, but like,
if anyone did, like,
if you like Toph, come for us, please, so we know that people like Toph. Cancel us, please.
Yeah, she's in the bottom spot for me, too, for the same things you said, and...
You have PTSD with her, too?
No. Actually, no, scratch that. I don't have PTSD with her. She's just kind of, like, annoying to me.
Yeah, same.
She came into the Avatar team. She's one of the... I think she's honestly better than Katara, even, but... Wait, we can even go into power levels too. I think Aang is the strongest out of all of them.
He's the Avatar.
But even just his airbending alone.
Like if we just took his airbending?
Yeah. At like face value, just like...
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Sokka is the most powerful.
I'm
just kidding. Okay, for me...
Actually, let's bring in the LOK team. Asami. Okay, back to... Okay, so Toph is both of our bottom... And then I would say the next one up is probably, for me, going to be Aang.
Yeah. I don't like this.
Because I'm counting Zuko in there too, right?
Oh, yeah, Zuko. Yeah,
Zuzu.
We'll do late ATLE team.
Zuzu.
Mine would be Zuko next.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Zuko has the most amazing character arc in any kind of cartoon. I love it. But, like, him as a character, it's just kind of like, same thing with Toph. Like, when I see art of him, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. But then I'm also like, I wish it was Sokka. Sokka's going to be my number 1. I'm just going to put that out there.
We won't stand for that.
I don't know. I like Zuko, but, like, he's not... I like him definitely a lot more than Toph.
I get what you mean. He's very, like, And
I love Dante Bosco, who voices him. Like, I'm a fan of all things Zuko surrounding him, I guess. But, like, him himself as a character, just not a huge fan of. Not terrible, just not a huge fan of.
He's such a literal character.
Yeah.
It's hard to latch on to people that are so literal all the time. It's like Sokka is probably going to be my number 1 because he's just funny.
Mm-hmm. Wait, who's your 4th?
Aang.
Or not your 4th. Oh, Aang. Okay. So then who would you put next?
Little bald boy is number 4 for me.
Caillou. Errol.
Caillou looking.
Arrowhead.
Enough said.
Who would you put then next as 3rd?
As 3rd?
I would put... I can't believe I'm saying this, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'd put Katara.
I was thinking Katara too.
I love Katara only because Katara is me. Like, I am Katara. We're both control freaks. We both have that, like, motherly nature to us. And I understand every time she's going through something hard and the fandom makes fun of her. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it's funny to make jokes, but, like, I identify with her. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm understanding why she's doing this. But then I also am like, Katara, shut up. Like, move on. But then that's me. Like, that's what people do to me. So I feel it. I get her.
Yeah, for you it's a little different because you are Katara. Just kidding. So, for me, with Katara, my issue is, like, I get to love her character so much, and then the next episode, she just ruins it for me.
Yeah, she does do that.
She's kind of like a Trisha Paytas, if anyone watches.
Oh my gosh.
Her.
She totally is.
But obviously not that extreme. Just like, I don't know. Again, I don't really even take, for this whole conversation, I'm not taking like bending into it or even like fighting styles.
Yeah.
I'm just taking like personality.
Character. Yeah, personality. Yeah, I'm not taking anything else besides that into consideration either. So Katara would be 3?
Yeah, she just has a lot of flaws that
She's not the worst, obviously.
No, she's not even
There's a lot
bad.
of good
Asbestos.
There's a lot of good aspects to her, but there's also a lot of bad. So,
yeah.
You know. Okay, who's your number 2?
Zuko.
Really? Why is Zuko that high for you?
I love Zuko's character arc.
I mean, I love his character arc, but like him as just a character.
Because unlike Katara, he kind of does the opposite, and where you hate him at first, but then you love him.
Yeah. Mine would probably be Aang. I love Aang's character.
Yeah.
He's such like a sweet, kind-hearted person. You know, like he has his moments like we all do, but he deep down is like such a caring person.
I thought you said Karen.
Karen. She's such a Karen. Yeah, but number 1, Sokka, for sure. It's always been Sokka. It will always be Sokka.
Going back to Aang, though, the reason I put him so low is because, I mean, he is the Avatar, and he's constantly dealing with all these things, and technically he is, like, has the mind of a 12-year-old because he froze up, whatever. So that's a lot for him to take on, but, like, the only time we really see him, I don't know, the only time we can get, like, personality out of him, other than just, like, jokes and, like, happy-go-lucky, is, like, specific episodes like The Storm or... And it's always relating to Zuko.
Yeah.
So then that is, like...
But I think that's the thing that they try and get across is, like, Aang and Zuko are one. You know, in a way, like... They complement each other.
The yin to the yang.
Yeah, whether they're enemies or friends. Like
Yang, Aang.
Whoa.
Okay, number 1 is Sokka.
Yeah, Sokka is just... If you don't like Sokka, he doesn't have to be your top 1. But if you don't like Sokka as a character, I don't get it.
Sokka probably annoys me more than any other character on that team, but he's still my number 1 just because he is always...
Okay,
even if he's not prepared.
Talk about character development too. Like Sokka goes, it's not major, but he goes from like this very like misogynistic young boy to like seeing, I don't know, having so much respect for women, and he's so smart. Like he's always played off as the dumb one because he doesn't bend and he is always making jokes. But he's the one who creates all of these inventions and comes up with all of these plans. Like, he's so brilliant. And I feel like that doesn't get pointed out enough.
Even if he's not prepared, he still is willing to give it his all.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you can say the same for all the rest of them.
Yeah. Sokka's character just, like, he makes me feel good. When I watch it, it comforts me. You know? Like, when I see Sokka, I'm like, oh... I wish Sokka was my older... Just kidding. I would probably... If I'm Katara, so I'd probably feel the same way she does. But, you know, I wish I was best friends. I wish I was in the gang so I could be best friends with
Bestie
Sokka.
vibes only. Bestie vibes only.
Wait, should we do... This is not at all what we had planned, but I kind of like it.
No, this is like off the cuff.
Iroh, though? Can we mention Iroh? Like...
Iroh hits different.
Iroh is everyone's uncle. He's not just Zuko's, he's all of our uncles.
Iroh's like that edible that just keeps hitting.
Yeah, definitely.
Rachel's like, definitely experience that.
Should we do Legend of Korra? Team Avatar? There's like 4 of them. We'll add Tenzin and Jinora in there. Can we? Or should we just
Okay, but if you had Jinora, then you have to add Iki and
No,
Milo.
we don't.
Yeah.
Ew. Okay, rate the airbending, kids. Go.
Milo's my number 1. Always my number 1. Always. And then 2 it's a tie between Jinora and Iki.
Are you kidding? My lowest is Milo, then it goes Iki, and then Jinora. If Jinora's not your number... Jinora saves their life so much.
Wait, the way you did that sounded like Milo was your favorite.
No, Janora is my favorite. Then
Okay.
Iki, then Milo, then Rohan, because I don't know that hoe.
We just forget about Rohan, but
we have
to
no
be
idea.
fair, like, he's a baby. Like, you don't get to see
like,
him.
can we get a Rohan spinoff? Like, everyone wants this Kyoshi stuff. And
nobody's asking for a Rohan
Correct.
spinoff. That's fine.
Baby Hope and Rohan, where are they at now?
Okay, Baby Hope would be, like, 70 years old.
Okay, okay, let's just do Mako, Bolin, Korra, Asami. Because that is the original team avatar for them.
We're going lowest to highest.
Favorite.
Okay. Least favorite to favorite. Okay.
Least favorite, 1, 2, 3, go. Mako.
Ooh. Yeah. Mako.
Mako's not terrible. Like, people are probably going to hate me for saying this. I kind of like Mako more than I like Toph. But he is my least favorite in that group.
Agreed?
Oh, you agree? Unpopular opinions. Okay, who's your third?
No, can I talk about why Mako?
Yeah, tell me why Mako's your least favorite.
He kind of feels like they made Korra. They fleshed out Korra's character, and then they needed a male figure. And they were like, okay, there's gonna be this guy, your average guy, who is the Avatar's love interest for a bit. Like, he just seems like a Mary Sue. What's the male version of that? Like a Gary... Gary Do? I don't know.
Gary Do? Yeah, they made him out to be such, like, a rough and tough kind of character, which kind of matched Korra's stubbornness.
But not even. Like, it does not come off that way.
No, at first it did, and then, like, soon, like, quickly into season 1, he, like, switched.
Within an episode.
Yeah, and so it was just, like, okay, like... And they're both just toxic characters. Their relationship just ruined it for me. It made me have a sour taste. I mean, first of all, he gets with Korra. Then he gets with Asami. Or no, he gets with Asami, then Korra. Then he eventually gets back with Asami. And then they don't end up together. It's just like such a big love triangle. And I'm like, Mako.
I feel like I know who your third is. I know
you're just trying to like... I don't even know who my third is.
My third is Asami.
Really?
Yours is probably Bolin.
No. Actually, I don't know.
I'm going to say Asami.
My third is Asami. Yeah, my third is Asami.
Because, now I didn't want to put her, but Bolin and Korra, come on. Like.
Yeah.
And also, if she had more character development, I'm more than certain I would put her above at least Bolin.
I really, especially watching season 3 right now, I really like Asami's character, and I didn't care for her that much to begin with, Like, when we first watched Korra ever, I was like, I was never a fan of her. I was just kind of like, she's useless. But the more I'm watching her, I'm like, why did I forget that she's actually super talented?
All of my, I guess, criticisms with her is just because of the way she was written, not the character herself. It's just the writing. I feel like they didn't really know what to do with Asami.
Yeah.
So she's just kind of like there.
I feel like she doesn't come into her own until season 3 right now. First season and second season,
yeah, like
she's
she
just
should
there.
have been where she is in season 3 right now. She should have been at least at the end of season 1.
Yeah, agreed.
Or the beginning of season 2.
Because I'm really liking her character right now where she's at. Yeah. But she would be, third for me. Okay,
It just kills me because it's like, imagine how much better these seasons would be if Asami was just like...
Imagine if Asami
matching
was a
their character
bender.
development. No, I wouldn't care for that.
I mean, I would. I would like to see that, but I'm glad that she's not. Like, I love that she's the non-bender of the group. And I like it because they showcase, like, I get such empowerment, and, like, woman empowerment, like, yay, because she's so skilled, not a bender, and she can hold her own, they don't make her, like, a damsel in distress, and
That's
I love that.
That's the other thing, is she has so much potential more than anyone. Mm-hmm. Like, a non-bender that...
I mean, look at Zahir.
A non-bender that goes into every fight, like Korra, who has all the elements to bend.
Yeah,
mentally,
with that confidence.
Mentally, she matches Korra, and she doesn't know how to bend. She just has that glove. So it's like, so much potential there.
Yeah, agreed.
So I would definitely put her above Bolin, but like I said...
Okay, wait. So is Bolin your number 2?
Yes.
Mine too. We rated this the exact same.
Well, Korra's characters. It's just because, like, they write him that way.
Yeah. Bolin's character is Asaka, kind of for me. Not nowhere. Here's the thing. Sokka is my number 1, you know? And Bolin reminds me of Sokka in the comedic relief aspect, but Bolin isn't... he's not as smart as Sokka, but I love his character.
But more
and
than anyone, he helps. He helps, like, everyone.
Yeah.
More than anyone in that entire show.
Yeah, he does.
More in ATLA. He is like the best friend that you need.
Yeah.
Like you want and you need.
The best friend you've always wanted but you've never had. Bolin is the one that you want by your side.
He's always there. Doesn't matter what, he's gonna help you.
And he's the peacemaker. You know, like even with Mako, Mako didn't want to go on the trip in the beginning of season 3 and he's like, "Come on, let's go." Like our grandparents, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like Bolin is able to bring people together when they don't want to be brought together. And he's there for everyone.
Yes.
Along with, like, his jokes. Yeah, they're pretty lame sometimes, but they're also... I'll also laugh, you know?
But
and
his character is so established because they're lame jokes. It's funny, at least in my opinion, because it's just Bolin. That's just who he is.
Yeah. It's easy for him to stay on track.
Number 1 is Korra.
Korra... I can't believe I'm saying this because I used to be a Korra hater.
I was an anti-stan of Korra.
Yeah, same. I didn't really care for Korra, but watching it back right now, I have a newfound respect for her. And I'm really, really, really enjoying her character development. I didn't finish that word. But it's just like, I'm really enjoying her. And like I mentioned in last week's episode that Isaac wasn't part of, she's at this point now where it's like she wants to take everything on head on and she's just like ready for it. And she's prioritizing things, you know, like, hey, let's take care of this and then move on. You know, we can't do all of it at once. I've learned that. Let's just do one thing at a time and deal with things as they happen.
Let's talk Avatar.
Let's talk Avatar.
Because Korra is so, like you said, head on, like headstrong and
headstrong,
confident and very physical, she goes everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
So not only in that aspect, like personality wise, is it cool to see, but also like it means you get to explore more areas within the show, more lore. Because she's literally going places. Like,
yeah.
Might sound cheesy, but that's how I feel about her.
I agree. Korra's just an all-around pretty solid character. You know, I'm really enjoying watching it back.
The resilience, too.
Yeah. I mean, and we'll definitely see it in season 4. It's just... I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
And I don't think Aang could have handled harmonic convergence the same. I think he would have let Vaatu get to him.
Yeah, Korra she's a strong avatar. You know, like she definitely... I saw this, it was a TikTok this girl made, and it was like when Korra was a toddler bending all the elements, and it shows Aang going like, oh, yay, the new, like, Airbender, or not Airbender, the new avatar, and then Kyoshi's like, yes, a fighter, and Roku's like... They're all making comments, and then Yang Chen's like, I feel like she needs to connect with her spiritual side a little bit more. Oh. And then Kyoshi's like, if she doesn't kill a hoe by the time she's 3, I'm done. And she's like, don't worry, I'm taking over. Kyoshi's like, I'll be the one to train her. And they're like, no. But it's funny because she does remind me of Kyoshi in that way. Like, she has a lot of soft to her, but she's also like, she's going to fight for what she wants. She's stubborn. She's going to go after it.
Okay. Out of both series, who is your top 3 favorite characters?
Sokka's number 1. Wait, are we just talking about the ATLA? Like, I mean, like, Team Avatar, or are we talking all characters?
Both series.
But I mean all characters, or just Team Avatar? Iroh.
I wanted to start with the bottom part.
Why? I'm going to start from the top.
Okay.
Iroh, Sokka, I don't know who my third is. This is too hard.
I'm gonna say my first is probably Zuko.
Really? Okay, who's your second?
Probably Korra.
I feel like, I don't know who my third is. It's
My
tied.
third is Iroh.
It's tied. Iroh, I love Iroh so much. I love Sokka. My third, I just don't know. It's either, it's probably Korra.
Okay, so let's start from 1. Why are they your favorite character?
Iroh's, okay,
Iroh
talk
for
about
you?
a redemption arc that we don't hear about. Iroh went from being, like, the worst person ever to, like, the most spiritual, and he, like, learned the dragon dance before Aang and Zuko did, and he didn't ever tell anyone that there were still dragons left, you know? He, like, went on this spiritual journey and found himself, and didn't necessarily, I mean, he turned against what he was fighting for, but he was still helping, like, Zuko figure out who he was. And he gave him the, like, chance to do what he needed to do, but was also there to support him. And the advice and the humor of Iroh, I just appreciate so much, you know? Like, I don't think we mentioned enough how he was, like, probably should have been imprisoned or killed for the war crimes he committed. But, like, he makes up for the sweet guy he is now.
He brought Ba Sing Se back in the end, right?
Yeah.
He
the
just
White
burned that
Lotus.
flag of the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
That was good enough. Okay, so mine is Zuko. Talk about, like, life struggles.
Yeah.
Zuko is that character that is so relatable in such a dark way.
Zuko.
And then even in the end of season 2, when he turns on the Avatar again, even though he was doing so well, it just is so real. It's like,
yeah.
not everyone is going to be on that path, on the up and up all the time.
What a plot twist, too. When you think the end of season 2 that he is going to turn good, you're convinced Katara has, like, helped him. He's been all open and honest with her, and then he just chooses the other path. But still conflicted the whole time to eventually turn away and go help the Avatar. But, you know, yeah. His character arc is literally the best in any animated series. He has the best character arc. Fight me on it. I will.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Me too.
But, like, that is so real. Like, he was doing so well. It reminds me of, I'm only speaking from experience. I'm not, like, trying to get controversial, but, like, having an alcoholic in the family, or this can be literally anything. It doesn't have to be addiction, but, like, you think they're doing so well, and then they just hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Again.
Like, they'll be sober for a while, and you're like, oh, this is finally, like...
Because mentally, they're not there.
Yeah. They're not ready.
It takes a while. And
Yeah.
I think they did a good job. They spent a whole season with Zuko, and then he just completely did a 180.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was a 180 because he wasn't ready. Like...
It wasn't his time. He didn't do a complete 180, but he knew that. And, I mean, once we find out that his great-grandfather... is Roku, and then, who is it? Sozin? It makes sense. Like, that battle that he faces in his head makes total sense, because you're like, you literally have the battle of good and evil going on inside you. And obviously, the good is wanting to win out, but he's been raised by such an evil, diabolical father that it's like, I've been taught this way for so long. He's having to relearn who he is.
He was literally like...
The way they wrote his character arc, I mean, phenomenal. Some of the writing in Avatar, I'm not a huge fan of. Both for Legend of Korra and ATLA, but the way they wrote Zuko is a masterpiece.
I forget how dark Avatar's themes are because of how bubbly and how the animation and feel of it is still very kid-like.
Yeah.
But talk about Zuko from the beginning of the show. Like, literally, his dad tried to kill him, didn't succeed, then banished him.
Yeah. And he still fought for his honor to restore it for his dad.
Literally. Like, and it just goes to show you, like, that move for him to do that and at the end of season 2 was not a complete 180. We saw it coming because season 2, the beginning and the middle of season 2 was the first time I think he has actually been himself.
Yeah.
the rest of the time, it was just oppressed and suppressed by his wanting to be something his dad
Well, I mean, and let's
wanted.
acknowledge the fact that he's banished already, right? And so but he still has a ship and a crew to help him find the Avatar. And then he loses that. You know, like, he goes from being banished to losing even more than what he has after that. And I think, you know how Aang says to Korra, like, it's at our lowest point that we're open to the greatest change? I feel like he got to that point where it was like, what else do I have left besides my uncle? You know, I have no one. And he knows how evil his sister is. And so even when Azula shows up and tries to be all, like, buddy-buddy with him, you know, Azula's such a backstabbing bitch. Ugh. But she's so good at it. The way they wrote Azula, too. I mean, yeah.
Okay, number 2 for me is Korra. For all the reasons I said, I think she's just a fun character.
Yeah.
She is so fun, and I think I forgot that the watch through I did previously.
Yeah, I think that's why she's my number 3. Like, I have really come to love Korra's character, and I watch her as if, like, I'm a proud parent. Like, I'm really satisfied, and I'm proud of how far she's come, and even the more she'll do, you know? And she's just real. She's just a real, raw person, and I respect that because everyone tries to come off as this fake person, and Korra doesn't do that. I mean, she tries to be nice, like, even with the Earth Queen, but eventually she can't hide her true emotions, you know? And you see that, and I think that's why we get frustrated with her, but it's also why we care for her as a character.
It's why stuff gets done in that show.
Yeah.
Because Korra is the Avatar.
Mm-hmm. And she still is able to, like, reach a spiritual side of herself and realize, I'm the Avatar, my purpose is to bring balance. But then she also has that rough side to her that's like, okay, we need to get stuff done. What are we doing?
So going on to my number 3, Iroh would have been number 2. But like we were going in, like, we can't go that in depth. Mm-hmm. We can't go as in depth with Iroh's story as we did with Zuko because we just don't know. We don't see it.
I would love a backstory on him and how he kind of converted to this very spiritual, good person.
But if we saw more, he would definitely probably even be like number 1 for me.
Agreed. He is I'm like, agreed. I'm like, wait, he is my number 1?
One of the main reasons why Zuko was my number 1 was because of Iroh.
Makes sense.
You wouldn't have that awesome character arc with Zuko without Iroh.
Yeah, Iroh, I mean, definitely. Oh, I'm going to cry literally thinking about that moment where they haven't seen each other.
Tales of Bossing. Oh, wait, no, that's a different one.
And they hug, you know, when he hasn't seen... I'm literally tearing up because it's just like... such an emotional moment, and you had just been waiting for it. You've been waiting for them to, like, reconnect, and they haven't seen each other since Zuko has gone to help the Avatar, you know?
And the way they animate that
and
is,
you know, like, that Zuko is also thinking, like, I know that my uncle's gonna be so happy with me. And then Iroh is. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I can't. Okay. Let's change the subject because I'm literally crying.
Wait, who was your number 3?
My number
was Sokka?
2. My number 3 is Korra. My number 2 is Sokka.
Oh.
Sokka is... he just brings me happiness when I want to cry like this. You know, like, he evens everything out, and he's
a comfort. He's familiar.
It's like I said, he's just really comforting for me. He's always been in the character, and I'm so happy that him and Suki end up together because, honestly, Suki is also one of my favorite characters.
Talk about power couple right there.
I would love to see Suki and Asami fight side by side. I would really love... I mean, if obviously it's not possible, but if it was... I would love to see that. Yue is my number 4.
Interesting. Not gonna judge, but
yeah.
I'd definitely like to know your thoughts.
This episode did not go anywhere I thought it was. We were gonna do something different, but I love this so much more.
I feel like we can keep going.
Yeah, no, I agree. I want to mention bending. Me and Isaac talk about this all the time. What kind of bender we think we would be and why. And I always say he's earth. He always says I'm water. And that's what we both have kind of accepted for ourselves. But Isaac was getting into a lot more detail today, saying, like, what aspect of that element? Like, you have water, you have blood bending, healing, what else? Even, like, swamp, you know? Like, all these random components to it. And with...
I would definitely be a swamp bender.
I get major swamp bender vibes from Isaac.
I get major swass. Ew.
Ew. And then with earthbending, there's metal, lava, you know, like, I don't know. What kind of... You said it'd be an ice bender?
Yeah, like Eska and Desna, how they utilize... It's not that they only bend ice, obviously, because it's still water. But they use a lot
of it?
Yeah, they primarily
why?
use...
Like, why ice for me?
I don't know. I don't really picture you as a healer.
I mean, I don't picture myself as a healer either, which is kind of weird because I am very, like...
I feel like...
I'm like that with people. I try to fix people, you know?
Socially, you are, but when it comes down to it...
Like,
you wouldn't want to do that, I feel like. You wouldn't want that as your occupation or something.
I would not want to do that. Like, I do that because I feel it's what's right, but it's not... If I had to choose, it's not what I would want.
You do it out of soul... Like, being... Obviously because you care, but also because you're a good person.
Thanks.
But I feel like you would be, like, a badass, like, ice bender. Like...
I'll take it.
Like a barrage of, like, ice sickles just... swarming someone.
You know what also interests me?
Almost like a Tarlock.
I would kind of like...
Amon's brother on the council?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
I am also interested in, like, the spirit bending of it all, too. Water is so... There's so much to water that you don't really think about, you know?
Water is so, like, mysterious out of all of them.
There's so many things you can do with water. But, like you mentioned, too... Earth and water are both elements that you have to have that specific thing around you to bend. Fire you don't, and air is always around you. And fire, they just can make up in their hands,
That can bust.
Yeah. So water and earth are, they're tougher to bend and to manage if you don't have the elements around you.
I was, like, actually thinking if I had to, like, fight someone in my apartment and I was an earthbender, I'd literally have to, like, ruin my apartment to fight them. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, but like, at least you could.
But, like, also, if you're anywhere else on Earth, you'd have to ruin whatever you're on. Like, you're literally taking pieces of the Earth and throwing it.
True.
It's just because we don't...
Earthbending is the messiest.
Yeah, them swamp benders.
That's water, isn't it?
Oh, never mind. I get that mixed up.
Isaac, we said you would be like a lava bender, right? I could see you as lava because I don't really see you as a metal bender. Metal benders give me like...
I feel like Bolin is the closest... is the closest to me personality-wise.
Yeah, definitely. You're a memer.
Not trying to humble myself, but like... I'm not even saying I'm funny or anything or that I crack jokes. I'm just saying socially, I want to make sure everyone is doing okay. And I get major vibes from Bolin. Like, I can relate to Bolin.
I've always pictured you as a Bolin because you are that comedic relief in every situation. Like, you're always making sure that everyone is, like, listened to. You're, like, the friend. You know, like, he's a friend to everyone. You're the same way. Like, if you notice that someone isn't getting attention or is, like, off, I don't know, like, no one's listening to him, you're going to be the person that goes over and, like...
I'm like, hey, bozo.
Yeah, that's nice.
That'd be so fun up.
That would be messed up. Also, random, but we were talking about this the other day too. Doesn't the word like shut up just sound so mean? Like, shut up. That just sounds so mean.
Shut the fuck up.
Not even as bad as that. Like, if you were to say something and I just looked at you and said, shut up. Like, that's so mean.
There's so much anger behind it.
I know.
Even if you don't mean it.
It sounds worse than saying a cuss word, you know? Now I know why mom and dad were always like, that's not nice, don't say it. I'm like, it's just shut up.
Okay, when Alex was like, up. Dummy. Okay, you want to talk about bad words?
Dummy?
Bad words that aren't necessarily bad words. Dummy.
Dummy? No, I know. There's one on the tip of my tongue. I know. What is it? There's just certain things when people say them, they're not even cuss words, but like the feeling behind it, the emotion behind it, you're like, why is this hurting me worse than like any other word I've ever heard? You didn't have
to say that, dang. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
What else? I didn't want to have to edit this podcast, but I'm gonna have to because we have so many pauses.
I would be a lava bender. I'm kind of a rarity. Ew, I hated
clarity. Got clarity.
Yeah, I love lava.
Isaac bathes in lava. He just burns all over his body. because he loves lava so much. He wants to go live on Mount St. Helens. He's hoping it explodes soon.
So I can prove to y'all that I can keep the volcano down. That's how strong I am.
Please, why don't you go around to all these volcanoes then?
You best believe I'm alive when Yellowstone erupts, because who else is going to save y'all?
Who's going to keep it down? They're like, Isaac Smith is holding down Yellowstone. We've never seen anything like this.
So cringy. Okay, but my favorite benders...
Someone draw Isaac on top of Yellowstone, pushing the lava back in.
Why am I picturing like a really dramatic manga of like some character
like Dragon Balls and stuff? Yeah. I imagine the same thing.
I just love lava benders. Like every single lava bender, there's only 2, but they're like my favorite.
Yeah.
Gazan, Bolin, like they're so cool. That little like star that Gazan makes, and it can like rip through anything.
Okay, the Red Lotus, just in general.
Okay, top 4 friends list. Red Lotus, go.
Number 1, probably Pali. She gives me like, I'm gonna stick by your side, but I'm gonna also call you out on it.
I feel like she's an ally.
Yeah. Definitely ally vibes. Second would probably be, my lowest is gonna be Gazan. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't really know that much about him.
My lowest is Zahir. He really creeps me out.
Yeah, Zahir?
He gives me, like, psychopath vibes.
Yeah, Zahir's Zahir's my third. My second is Ming.
No emotion behind his eyes.
Yeah, Zahir.
And I don't know how they convey that in animation.
Let's acknowledge the fact he let go of all of his earthly tethers. Like, that's creepy.
Which only one other person was able to do that, who was a monk.
Yeah, a monk. An airbending. So you're an airbender who is already so spiritual. You're a monk. Like, and the fact...
So for someone to not be a monk and not be that whole lifestyle their whole life, and then them to just do that all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Instantly?
Zahir, I just wonder, like, what happened to you as a kid? Like, what caused you to be the way that you are?
Okay, so my top 4. My number 1 is Pali. Then my number 2 is Minghua.
Mine too.
Number 3, Gazan. Number 4, Zahir.
Yeah, just switch Gazan and Zahir for me, and it's the same.
I feel like Minghua and
Zahir,
Pali...
he's creepy, but he also, I'm curious about who he is as a person, you know?
I feel like it would be so fun to hang out with Minghua and Pali. If they weren't, like...
Trying to kill you?
I don't think they're evil, though.
I don't think any of them are necessarily evil. I feel like they're
fighting for what they believe in.
Yeah, they're fighting for what they believe is right.
Which I guess any evil person is.
Well, yeah, but like there could be worse people. There could be worse things to fight for. They're literally fighting for...
Let me say it this way.
I don't even know what they're fighting
for is not...
the worst thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Although they are fighting to kill the Avatar, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah, but, like, why? Like, what's their motivation? Why are they wanting to kill the Avatar?
But, like, every person that's evil has a motivation.
To kill the Avatar?
We're, like, trying to justify all of the villains in the show. Here's why they're not really bad. Part 250?
Part 376 of why Azula really isn't that bad.
We're like, yeah, she... did try to kill everyone multiple times, but...
Literally everyone, but you know...
There's a reason.
There's a reason for the season that she's in, and it's just a phase. She'll get past it.
It's just a phase, Mom?
Azula is a type of person that is... She's not in a phase. It's not a phase.
Yeah. Azula's like... What you see is what you get. That is literally... Like, from the time she's born, that's her personality. It's never going to change.
Definitely. Dang, we've been talking for 45 minutes.
Who do you think, what kind of personality would constitute or be a metal bender?
Wait, like personality, like how to...
I'm thinking of someone very uniform, almost militaristic, but not like still kind of easygoing, but like also very...
I feel like they don't procrastinate. Like they're always... but not control freak status. Not like as bad as a control freak, but like someone who's confident in what they're doing.
I'm getting Capricorn vibes.
I don't even know like the different types of like signs. Like, so I don't know what that means. I can tell you which one gives me Leo vibes, but like I can't tell you. Like what? Leos, I feel like most people would instinctively say fire because
I don't think so.
I feel like I for myself get instant fire vibes because of like the personalities of Leos. But water, definitely. That's why I'm comfortable with water, is because I feel like it does align with who I am as a person, and I feel that way for Leos too, because Leos are like always right. They're always they're the control freaks. They're the ones that know best. I say that, I'm a Leo and I'm saying that, but like I don't truly feel that way, but like I'd be lying if I said I don't have thoughts like that sometimes, you know? Like when I was in school and we got a group project, I knew what was best. Like they all should have listened to me. I still feel that way in our life.
Worst kind of person.
Isaac, how many times have I told you, like, you know how bad of a control freak I am, and when things don't go the way that I think they should, I get really upset because I'm thinking like, no, you guys don't know what's best. I do. And I get that from water. Like that's Katara right there. Katara's a Leo for sure.
Yeah, I get those vibes from Katara.
Katara's a Leo.
It's gonna be weird, but I think Sagittarius would be lava bending, just because it's so out there and it's like newer, I guess. Who would you like? It's something to explore. Who would you
categorize as a Sagittarius in all of Avatar?
Iroh.
Really?
Because he's not serious. He always has something to say or give to knowledge to people. Like he's done a lot in his life. He's experienced a lot.
Okay, Gemini.
Maybe Azula. No, I get Gemini would probably be.
Mako why gives am me I getting Taurus vibes?
Yeah, Taurus vibes I get from
a lot of them.
Toph.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toph's really like a narcissistic person. Like, let's talk about narcissism. Toph is a narcissistic person. Let's talk about
the Dark Triad.
Let's get deep in personalities here.
Who would... I can't say that.
Oh my gosh. Got clarity.
Who would take credit for killing Osama bin Laden just because they were in the same troop, but they weren't the person that actually killed him?
Not Toph, because Toph would be the person to kill him.
Yeah.
Not Katara, because that's not really her. Aang, no. Korra, no.
Iki.
Iki?
I said my piece.
Iki.
Hardcore.
Milo.
No, Milo is very, like, strategic.
Yeah.
He knows how to plan.
He would probably plan it, but
Milo
then, like,
is literally...
take full credit for everything.
If you have Milo
Kai
on your team...
Kai's the one taking full credit for killing Osama bin Laden, but not actually doing anything.
I thought you said Kaya, and I was like, what?
No, Kai.
You're doing her dirty.
I forgot about Kaya. Kaya's like a free spirit, which kind of bothers me a little bit, because like she takes care of Katara now, or like helps, but like I felt like she just went off and did her own thing for a while. Was like, F all you guys.
Okay, but like, is there something so bad with that?
No, but like, how long are you gonna do that for? How long are you gonna do that for?
I mean, she's still here to take care of Katara.
Now, where was she before?
What more could you ask for?
Where was she before?
Did she have to be somewhere before?
No, Kaya just... Something doesn't sit right with me with Kaya.
Is it because she's lesbian?
No, it's not because she's lesbian. It's like... It's her personality. The way that she fights with Boomy... Oh, Boomy! We haven't even talked about Boomy. But the way she fights with, like, Boomy and Tenzin... And just her attitude about stuff. I'm like, stop. I don't hate her. Like, she's not a bad character. I kind of would like to see a little bit, like, if we're going to talk about her adventures, like, I would like to know what kind of adventures she was on. Same with Boomy. Like, I'm curious to see as, like, what did they do when they were off doing their own thing?
I mean, Boomy's would be so entertaining. All of the stories he's told that everyone thinks are lies.
You know they're real, but everyone's like, you're lying. Tenzin's the only one I really don't care about, like, what he was like as, like, a kid.
Yeah, he's just, like, a snobby, like... I get like suburban rich kid vibes.
Yeah, like I don't really like. I feel like he hasn't really gone. I mean, I know he's gone through hard stuff, but like I also feel like he hasn't.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like Kaya and Boomy have definitely been through a lot more. So when Tenzin treats him the way he does, I'm like, okay, they've probably seen and done a whole lot more than you have.
I feel like Boomy's been through a lot more than all of them, but his personality won't. It just doesn't. He's already dealt with things and moved on. I feel like he deals with them in the moment and is good.
Or he forgets about him.
I feel like Kaya takes a while to deal with things.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like she holds a grudge, definitely.
Tenzin, though, definitely holds a grudge. More than Kaya.
Tenzin, Tonraq, Sokka, and Zuko all saved Korra from being kidnapped from the Red Lotus. It was in the last episode.
Did you say Sokka?
Yeah, Sokka helped.
Helped?
Chief Sokka. So that meant that Sokka died after Aang did.
Wait.
Tenzin says...
Say that again?
Tenzin tells Korra, she says, she doesn't know what the Red Lotus is. And Lin and Tenzin are talking about it. And he tells her the story. He says, when you were 3 years old, they tried to come and kidnap you to, like, kill her. And he said, Zuko, Tonraq, like her dad, him and Chief Sokka stopped them and imprisoned them.
What? Where is that series?
Yeah. And I was like, I would have loved to see that scene. So it confirms that Sokka did die after Aang because Korra was already the Avatar by then. But it probably wasn't soon after.
That's like a really cool, like, little lore.
Yeah, I mentioned it the last episode too. I was like, I don't remember this story, but I am living for it. Only because Sokka is mentioned, and I'm like, oh, imagine Sokka and Zuko fighting like side by side again.
Yeah.
And Tenzin, Sokka's nephew, fighting with him, and then Korra's dad. Man, he's been involved.
Korra's dad is like so underrated.
Korra's dad is one of the most underrated characters in all the Avatar universe.
Slept on. Hardcore.
Slept on. Tonraq is such a talented bender, and Korra treated him like crap all of season 2.
Out of all the
until the end.
Out of all the side characters, like I'm gonna say like C tier characters, Tonraq would probably be my number 1.
Yeah, I love Tonraq. I saw this thing where it was like, pick your team avatar, and you have $15, and they were ranked in different money, columns. And Tonraq was on there, and I'm like, yeah, I would choose Tonraq.
He's like 50 cents?
They would totally be underestimating him. Toph, of course, was $5, the most expensive.
Wow, okay.
The Earthbender I would choose would probably be Bolin.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Bolin. Okay, let me give you...
No. Here. Who would you choose? You have to have at least one of each element and then one non-bender.
Yeah, that's the way it was.
Wait, going back to Tonraq, though, I want to talk about this for a little bit.
Okay, talk about it.
The reason I think Tonraq is underrated is because anytime we get any lore or story of him, he's constantly taking L's. Like, he's just getting defeated left and right. But it's not because he's bad at what he does. It's not because he's a bad fighter. He just goes up against everything and anything, which I respect. That's why he's always he's not always losing, but anytime we hear anytime we hear stuff from him, it's pretty much like it looks like he's losing, but it's just because the threats that he's dealing with are like, he needs more people with him, he can't do it all on his own.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Your earthbending category, you have to choose between Toph, Boomy, like King Boomy, Bolin, the Boulder, and what's his name? The one with the mustache? The one we made jokes about?
Haru,
the one with the old man.
Why is that even in there?
I don't even know. He got sent to jail for earthbending? Okay. Okay, who would you choose out of that?
King Boomy.
Really? I would pick Bolin.
I love crazy people, like crackhead energy.
Yeah, true. Okay, fire. Zuko, Iroh, Zhang, some random dude I don't know, and then one of Suyin's kids. No, yeah, the one that I think it's... Wait, no, never mind. That's Mako. That's a really bad picture of Mako. Look at it.
There's no way Suyin
How
can
am I
have a firebender.
supposed to know that's Mako? It's the eyebrows.
Who are they again?
Zuko, Iroh, Mako, Zhang, and then this dude. Who's this? He's like
the Fire Sage.
Oh.
The one that helped Aang.
Oh, okay.
In season 1.
Yeah, no wonder why he's $1. Okay,
we haven't seen enough of Zhang Zhang or the Fire Sage, so I'm just gonna rule them
Yeah,
out.
definitely
Even though I
ruin-
love Zhang Zhang.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, like...
I would say Iroh, but like he's also his agility is not there. He's old, you know, like.
But he knows the dragon dance, and he
So
can
does
breathe
Zuko.
fire.
But I feel like honestly, Zuko is not that good of a bender. People hype him up, and he's not a good firebender.
He's really.
I just saw him fight against the Red Lotus. Bad. He hardly lasted.
Okay, he is like 80 years old.
Still, like he was bad when he was younger. Mako can at least do like electricity bending, lightning.
But like, think of the personality.
Yeah,
You
but
have
like
to,
with
like,
Bolin,
weigh it.
with me, I have Bolin, so Bolin's the girlfriend that's always like, babe, look at me, I can calm you down.
Yes!
He is that for Mako. He's like, no, look at me, it's okay.
He will listen to me, and
He
then
will
doesn't
listen to me. It's okay, guys. He will listen to me. That's Bolin for Mako. I am going to say either Iroh or Mako.
I'm gonna say Zuko.
Of course you are. I'm going to say Iroh. Because Iroh's a pretty good bender. So Mako and Iroh.
Cut to a clip literally 2 minutes ago, Rachel saying, Iroh's not that good.
I mean, agility-wise, he's a good bender. He's a great bender. But, like, movement, actually, just kidding. He trained in the cell and got super buff and was able to, like, break
true,
everything.
yeah.
Okay, I'm choosing Iroh. Air, Tenzin, Jinora, Kai,
Please, Milo, be on
Boomy.
this.
No, and then, you know, what's his name? Guru,
Patik?
Patik? Yeah.
Again, we haven't really seen what he can do.
I'm gonna pick Jinora because she has so many talents as an airbender.
And
Tenzin?
she's so
F.
spiritually
Tenzin.
in tuned.
F. Tenzin. And in the 3rd season, like, later, we're gonna see, like, what
Okay,
she
but
can really
Tenzin's
do.
a good fighter.
Yeah, but, like, I already have... No, never mind. I don't have Mako. Tenzin's just, like... I don't want to hear you complain all day long about how rough your life is, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Jinora.
I'm gonna go with the Jinora too, just because like she's so spiritual.
Yeah. And I feel like you really want that in an airbender because you have these other elements that can bend really well. Airbender, like, you want that spiritual side to them.
I was gonna pick Guru Patik, but he's just as much as a crackhead as Boomy is. Imagine like Zuko with 2 crackheads.
Yeah. Zuko with 2 crackheads. Water. Katara, Tonrock. What's the guy's name? Jeff? The one who's the one that bent the swamp bender that shows up to help? Hugh! Yue, and then the one that futs Katara's grandma that trains her.
Paku,
yeah.
Ooh, Paku's a good one.
I'm gonna go with either Tonrock or Katara. I'm gonna say Katara. Katara's a really good bender, and I used to think she was really underrated, but I mean,
Who's the third one you said?
Tonrock, Yue, Hugh, and whatever his name is.
Is Yue a waterbender?
I've never seen her bend water.
So could she be considered non-bender, or is that the next?
That's the next one.
Yeah, we haven't like, and also like the moon is on your side. I don't really.
The moon is on your side.
So you're just devoid of a waterbender. You just have the moon.
Yeah.
Like, what's the moon gonna do for you? I'm gonna pick Tonrock.
Good choice. Okay, non-bender. Sokka, Suki, Asami, Varric, and Jet. If you choose Varric or Jet, like, they really don't have that many talents. Actually, Varric is really innovative, but still.
I'm gonna pick Jet.
Really? Why?
Rachel, he folded the whole entire Avatar team multiple times. At least like 2 or 3 times.
Maybe it's because I just don't like his character so much that I don't recognize his talent. I would have to go back and see it.
He is like what Kai wants to be.
Okay, well, I would choose...
In every aspect.
I know Sokka's my favorite, but with this, I would probably choose Asami.
That's a good choice.
Because I love Suki too, but Asami's more like a modern non-bender.
You know what's interesting? All of these people are really good... Well, not Varric. Really good fighters, most of them. But they're also, like, innovative in ways. Mm-hmm. Like, even Jet can use his hook blades to, like, get around. You know, like, that's pretty innovative to do. Sokka, one of the best inventors. Same with Varric. Asami has her dad's whole blueprint and factory to learn from. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just that alone, like, you could have a whole army. Okay, are we about done?
Yeah. We should probably wrap it up. We've been We've been recording for an hour. This is a special episode for you guys. We gave you a lot to process in a long amount of time. So,
should we do like a little recording thing where it's like, this is a special episode if you like to just listen about Avatar talk?
Yeah.
Anyways, that has been our, I guess, special
1 year anniversary episode. Thank you guys again so much for listening. We appreciate it so much. As always, check us out on Instagram at Let's Talk Avatar and on Twitter at Let's Avatar. That is where we are most active, I guess you could say. And yeah, as always, we love you. Have an amazing week, and we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
That's going to be our outro, okay? I'm not going to add it onto that because I've already linked, because the other one says our... Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. You can find us on our website at nonessentialmedia.com, on Twitter at Let's Avatar, and on Instagram at Let's Talk Avatar. Join us next week for another episode. And as always, thank you so much for all your support.